And we are back right here on 99 Jams, Miami's #1 for hip hop and R&B. I'm your host, Shelby Russian. You're listening to Community Matters. And again, as I always state, that, we just basically want to connect those who can't with those who can. We love to highlight those individuals and organizations that are doing amazing things for our communities. And if you have something that you're doing, you have an organization, that is out there and thriving and trying to make our communities better overall, we definitely want to hear from you. But this morning we are speaking with Miss Melba Pearson, who is with the ACLU, and Melba is all about civil liberties. Now, she has given me so much information, and before the break we were talking about a TPS, which is a temporary protection order, basically, and more specifically we were speaking about the Haitian community, because that order that they have, a lot of people came over here on this TPS. It expires in July, which means once that expires, they can be sent back to Haiti to live in those same deplorable conditions from which they were running from, or, they came here for a better life, due to some type of a natural disaster, so to speak. So, Melba, let's just talk about what's happening with this, and if they go back, what are they going back to?
So you're sending folks back to what is basically a humanitarian disaster. And as a result of that, they should be allowed to stay here. Mm-hmm. So that's, the big debate. The governor is good friends with the administration. Mm-hmm. So since there is such a huge Haitian population here in Florida, this would impact our state more so than any other state in the country. Maybe New York, but certainly,
definitely here.
Definitely here. And I'm sure their Governor Cuomo, would advocate strongly on their behalf because that's what he does. So, I would hope that the governor would encourage his good friend, the president, to continue to give these protections to the Haitian community. And, and remember, I mean, these are our brothers and sisters.
Right.
These are our neighbors, okay? So it's only just that this protection is extended to them.
Exactly. So what is it that is there anything that they could do to help this process?
Sure. So the Haitian community and Haitian leaders should definitely bring their case to the governor as well as to the president, and let them know, like, look, we want to stay. This is why the situation in Haiti is very dire, and we need help. And the same help that was extended to the Cubans for many decades, the same help that's been extended to several Central American countries after their hurricane in the mid-90s, that same help should be extended to the Haitians.
Yeah, wow, that would be devastating. I can't imagine, like, sending someone back to basically nothing, especially after they left. You flee the country, because there is nothing, and because of this TPS that expires in, was it June or July?
July 22nd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you basically being sent back to that same situation, which is absolutely horrible. So that's something that if you're out there in the Haitian community, or somebody, I mean, like you just said, we're all brothers and sisters.
Yes.
It needs to be brought to the attention of those people who are capable of extending this.
And if you're Haitian who thinks you might be affected by this, I strongly encourage you to find legal counsel, to find an immigration rights attorney who'd be able to assist you and help you. Maybe there might be a path to citizenship for you. And if there is, start that process.
Okay.
If you maybe married somebody who's an American citizen, there may be a pathway for you. Whatever the case may be, find the resources in your community. And, I mean, if someone's really stuck, you can reach out to me and I'll try to put you in touch with some folks who do that kind of work.
That would be awesome. Is there a number that they can reach? Let's give that number if you.
Yeah, so you can reach me at the office, which is 786-363-2700.
2700.
786-363-2700.
Okay, now again, we're speaking to Melba Pearson, who is with the ACLU, and Melba is giving me all types of information when it comes to knowing your rights. And speaking of, I mean, even with this TPS, knowing your rights is something that could possibly help you as well. So let's talk about that. Knowing your rights when it comes to what? It's
a police encounter, so many things.
Let's start with police encounter. That's a good one.
Right. So if you're stopped by police, it's a very disturbing moment. It's definitely not one where, is something you look forward to, right? But if it happens, you need to stay calm. You need to, let the officer know what you're doing at all times. Keep your hands where the officer can see them. Okay, because we have seen too many times in the last couple years where, oh, I couldn't see the person's hands. They looked like they were reaching for something, and that can escalate the situation. Okay, so make sure to keep your hands where the officer can see them. Obey his or her commands, even if you disagree, even if you think, man, they're stopping me for no reason. They're profiling me. Well, okay, that's all well and good.
Right.
You're not going to win that argument right then and there. It's not going to happen.
Right.
So just comply with the request. And if the officer becomes, abusive to you in some way, take note of the name and the department, and you have the ability to file a complaint with internal affairs of that police department.
Okay.
And you can also reach out to your, civilian review board. I know Miami has a civilian investigation panel.
Right.
And you can place a complaint that way. But on the spot, you are not going to win.
You're not going to
So
win.
don't even waste your breath. It's not worth it.
So what if they ask for ID? Like I just watched something recently on Facebook. Young man parked his mom's car. The police were driving by. They thought he looked suspicious. He gets out the car, goes back, to the house, which was like right across the street. He just moved the car from one side to the other. And the police thought it was suspicious. So they stop, end up at the house, and they're asking for the young man's name and ID, and he refused to give it to him. And he was like, I just moved my mom's car. Why are you here?
Right.
So I'm like, so was he right for saying, I'm not showing you my ID, or should he have just shown the ID?
Right. It's one of those things. So legally, he didn't have to, because this is a consensual encounter type situation where the officer's like, hey, what's your name? What are you doing here? That's very different than you're now, placed in custody in some way, where the officer is now placing their hands on you. You're not free to leave.
Right.
In that situation, you're better off complying. In a situation where, they just come up to you and it's like, hey, you can walk away.
Right.
You have the right to walk away.
Okay.
So don't be afraid to do that. But if it's a situation where they're in the course of investigating a crime, you need to comply.
Now,
and whatever it is, fight it in court later.
Right. Okay, there you go. But what about some of the things that you must do? Like if a police says get out the car, do you have to get out the car? How does that work?
So if the officer comes and tells you to get out the car, then yes, you should.
You should get out.
You should get out the car,
Okay.
yes. Because at that point, they're about to, depending on the situation and how, because a lot of this is situation driven, right? So, no two situations are alike.
Right.
So if you've been pulled over and now let's say they're investigating you for DUI, okay, you can't sit there and say, I'm not going to get out the car. You need to get out the car and walk the line and do whatever it is. If for some reason they're articulating to you that the car was seen at a robbery 10 blocks away, it wasn't you.
Right.
But don't fight.
At the time.
Just get out, whatever. If they ask to search and there's no warrant, you are within your right to say, I want to see a warrant.
You can say no.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to give consent for them to search your house, to search your car. You can demand a warrant. And if there's evidence there, or if they feel that they have strong grounds to do so, they will go to a judge and get a warrant, and they will hold you.
Okay.
And it'll be a long wait, but they will go to a judge and get a warrant if they think it's that serious.
Right. I don't think, and most of them, I don't think they want to do that anyway. But again, we're talking to Melba Pearson, who was 16 years assistant state attorney. I mean, so she knows what she's talking about. So if you're out there, you're listening, hey, and you may need some assistance or have some questions about anything that we've been talking about so far. She just gave her number. I'll give it again. It's 786-363-2700. And Melba is with the ACLU, which is the American Civil Liberties Union. And Melba knows a little bit about everything, or a lot about everything. I'm just taking it all in, girl. I'm taking it all in. No, I love it. And she's a brown-skinned sister. See, I love it. I love it. So let's talk about Criminal Justice Task Force, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's touch on that right quick. Exactly what is that, and what's it all about?
Currently, there is another bill coming through the legislature right now that has to do with revamping the criminal justice system.
Okay.
And basically, they're looking at putting together a task force to look at how our system's working. Is it effective? Are there better ways of doing things? Are there better ways of making sure justice is achieved in this state?
Okay.
So we are very hopeful that this bill would move forward, because it can have a positive impact on many communities of color across the state, and making sure that we have have a fair and equitable system.
Okay, sounds good to me. That's
yeah,
something
so-
I'm quite sure everybody would love to have or see happen.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, yes.
Now, what's the deal with the Constitutional Review Commission? Did we mention that earlier?
Yeah,
I think we kind of touched on that.
Yeah,
when
we talked about
right
it.
out the gates.
Just
We did.
again to remind folks, it's this is a commission that's put together every 20 years.
There you go.
And they are going to look at whether or not amendments should be made to the Constitution.
Okay.
Whatever amendments they come up with is going to be placed on the ballot in November of 2018. So make sure that as the election approaches, you're staying up on your game.
Yeah.
You find out. I'm happy to come back and talk at that point about what amendments are on the ballot and what it means for us, for our community, and whether or not this is a good thing or a bad thing for Florida.
Okay.
So to make sure to stay informed and turn out to vote.
Vote. Exactly. Again,
vote.
locally, it's very important because that committee that reviews every 20 years, when we just talk about the Constitutional Review Commission, right? You have to vote for these people. And again, you want people that are going to have your interests, in mind, when they're looking at certain things. So I want to say thank you for coming in, Melba. Like, this is so much fun. Like, for real, it's like so much. And I'm like, really? Oh, we can do that? We can't do that? that type thing. But we've talked about pretty much everything, voting rights. We talked about voting restoration, civil citations, protests and violence, and the reverse effect that it could have if you protest violently. You may get those people that have remorse for the person that you're protesting against. And again, you get the results that you don't want, because of that. So let's be careful about that. But keep in mind also that but protesting is a First Amendment right.
Yes.
Am I correct? Okay, There you go. So you can do it, but just try to do it peacefully. All right. Again, if you have any questions or concerns, you want to talk to Melba, 786-363-2700. And again, Melba is with the ACLU, which is the American Civil Liberties Union. Thank you again so much for coming by.
Thank you for having me, Shelby.
That was so awesome. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Melba. Melba, the educator. And speaking of educating and connecting those who can't with those who can, we got to keep things moving. I have a young lady in here this morning. Her name is Dr. Katsia Cadeau from St. Thomas University. Did I get the name right?
Yes.
I did. Look at me. But welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming in. Hopefully it's not too early.
No, it's not.
All right, so listen, I was speaking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about St. Thomas University, and from my understanding, you guys are having an open house.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so let's talk about the open house. What are we talking about? What's going on over at St. Thomas University?
Well, the School of Arts and Education is hosting its yearly open house, and the main host is the Institute for Education.
Okay.
And it is Thursday, May 4th at St. Thomas University, Convocation Hall, 6 p.m.
All right. So what's going on with the education department? What are we focusing on with this open house?
Well, we're trying to promote our education programs, both our undergrad and graduate programs.
Okay.
Mainly our graduate programs, which consist of our Masters in Elementary Ed, Masters in Reading, Masters in Ed Leadership, Master in TESOL, Master in Technology, Master in Special Education, and our doctorate program in Leadership and Management.
Okay, we were talking off mic, and you mentioned the certification program. Let's talk about that.
Well, I started a certification program about 5-6 years ago, which helped teachers complete their recertification, because I recall being a teacher myself in elementary school, and we always wait till the last minute because we're overwhelmed during the year.
Right.
So I noticed that there were times teachers would lose their job because they didn't complete a course on time.
Right.
So I created a program where they would take intense 3-week courses online.
Okay.
So you could be on vacation and still be able to do your work, and then be able to send it to Tallahassee, Florida Department of Education on time before June 30th.
So they can either do the 3-week intensified, or is there another way they could get the certification? Do they sit in classroom, or is there another? I mean,
Well,
for someone that
throughout
if they have enough time, is what I'm saying.
Well, throughout the year they can, but why pay so much money when we have this? It's $675 a master's level course, 3 credits, and that's the state price.
Okay.
And we're a private university.
Right.
So if you can do it for $675, take advantage. And then if you want to come back and complete, we'll also accept those courses. You can complete a master's.
Right. Okay, so again, this is Thursday, May 4th, 6 p.m. at the in the Convocation Hall. dinner and door prizes, I see.
Yes, yes.
And it's free, right? Is it free?
It is free.
It is free.
And if you plan on registering into our programs, your application fee is waived if you
really?
attend the open house.
Okay, so that's what I'm looking at here, where it says St. Thomas University offers. I see something with books included in the cost of tuition.
Yes.
Okay, and what else is included in that?
Just books and resources.
I saw some application fee is waived.
And,
Okay,
and teachers and paraprofessionals get 15% discount.
Oh, there you go. See, that's good to know.
Yes.
Everybody's looking for a discount.
Yes.
So now I noticed on Thursday, May 4th, which is the open house, the night of the open house, we're going to have a keynote speaker.
Yes, we're honored. So honored to have Dr. Steve Gallen, school board member of District 1,
Yes.
who will be our keynote speaker. I'm just so excited.
Awesome. I know Dr. Gallen is a great guy, and I know he's for the education and,
Yes, he
getting
is.
our kids focusing on the right track. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
So, you know what, before you go, Dr. Cadeau, let's talk about the professional studies program. What's that all about?
The Professional Studies Program is a program that targets working people who work for many years in an organization but never had the opportunity to complete their degree.
Okay, so how does that work?
What they'll do is we'll accept all credits and your life experience and turn it into credits, and you can finish a bachelor's degree. And bachelor program takes 4 years. You'll
Right.
finish it in 15 months.
Wow.
Yes. And immediately after that, if you want to continue, most of our students continue. You can get into our education program, or you can continue with the master's in executive management.
Okay, so it's never too late.
It's never too late.
And I think a lot of people feel that way. Once they've been working for so long, it's like they probably feel like, what's the point? Because they think they have to go for 4 years. That may be a reason that a lot of people don't come back. But again, professional studies, you can get your degree, your bachelor's in 15 months.
15 months.
Wow.
We have so many people in the community that completed that program. We have a gentleman, I forgot his name, but he works for Disney.
Right.
He's a multimillionaire.
Wow.
And he just never had the opportunity to complete his degree, and he decided to complete at St. Thomas University in the professional studies program.
Wow.
And
that's
it's a
awesome.
bachelor in organizational leadership.
And what about the doctorate program? You mentioned that briefly.
We have an online doctorate program, which most of our students finish within 2 to 3 years. Students are usually have problem during the dissertation stage, and we have professors that sit, talk to them, help them, guide them. Both my sister and my brothers just completed their doctorate at St. Thomas University.
Really?
And it's an EDD in leadership and management.
Well, congratulations to the both of them.
Yes.
Look at you. Like you just stated, it's Leaders for Life. That's what
Yes,
you're doing over
Leaders
there.
for Life.
And it sounds like it with the professional studies program. I've never heard of that.
Yes, it's a wonderful program.
Yeah.
There's a few schools that have that program.
Right. I'm sure there are, but we're talking about St. Thomas.
We
girl.
talk about St. Thomas. Yes.
So again, thank you, Dr. Cadeau. But most importantly, it's all about this open house on Thursday.
Yes.
We want to make sure we get people out there and get them registered. So if we want to register, again, let me give you that. It's eventbrite.com/School of Arts and Education open house tickets. Did I say that right?
You said it.
It's kind of long. But,
Yes, it is.
But we got it in there.
Yes.
Is there a number that people could call if they're interested and they want more information on the open house?
They can call 305-628-6645.
Okay.
305-628-6645.
Okay. And the website?
And you can go to www.stu.edu. And I believe we have the flyer under the education link. And I would like for people to go to Eventbrite to register.
Okay. So it's free, but it is suggested that they register.
Yes.
Okay.
We want a head count because we are going to be serving dinner.
Definitely. Sounds good. So all of my educators out there, if you're looking to get your certification, like Dr. Cadeau just stated, they do have a 3-week intensified program. Let's not wait till the last minute to get this done. You know what I'm saying? Everyone wants to stay gainfully employed, and they're here to help. And again, on Thursday, May 4th, 6 p.m. in the Convocation Hall, the St. Thomas University will be having an open house that's located at 16401 Northwest 37th Avenue in Miami Gardens. And if you want more information, call 305-628-6645. Dr. Steve Gallen will be the keynote speaker. That's very exciting within itself.
Yes.
So we just want you to come out, right? Anything else you want to let the people of South Florida know about St. Thomas University?
Well, for this year, our theme is Leaders for Life.
Okay.
And that is our motto at St. Thomas
Sounds
University. We create leaders for life.
That's what's up. I like that. We need more leaders for
Yes.
life, like seriously.
Leaders in education,
There you
leaders
go.
in communication, leaders in professional
Okay.
studies.
Okay, you got it all right there. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming in.
Thanks for having me.
And that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Community Matters right here on 99 Jams. I'm your host, Shelby Russian, and I want to send a big thank you to our guest that we had on the show earlier today. Let's start with my most recent right here next to me, Dr. Cadeau from St. Thomas University, talking about this huge open house that they're having on Thursday, May 4th in the Convocation Hall over at St. Thomas University. So make sure you check that out. 6 p.m. it's going down. It's free. They're going to have dinner and door prizes. But again, it is highly suggested that you register because they are serving dinner. And as Dr. Cadeau just stated, they will need a head count. So you can do so online at www.eventbrite.com, www.eventbrite.com/School of Arts Education Open House tickets. So don't miss out on that. And of course, I want to thank my guest, Miss Melba Pearson, who is with the ACLU, which is the American Civil Liberties Union. She also shared some great information that we all could use in her lives. So again, if you need more information on anything that we discuss on the show, feel free to hit us up right here at the radio station at 305-444-4404, or you can hit me up at shelby@wedr.com. And we're here for you, okay? The Maestro is up next along with Angela Haynes and Inspirationally Yours. And we will be back next week, Sunday, same time, same place, right here on 99 Jams. Be blessed.